Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have the baby here in this little carrier, and this is how we're doing our video today. I was gonna say that it's a sit down video, but it's more of like a stand-up video, and I feel like that's how all of my videos are gonna be for a very long time because of the fact that I literally can't sit down for 2 seconds without this baby crying. So I wanted to do just like an informal chat with you guys, and I wanted to answer the #1 question that I have been asked lately, which is whether or not I think like going from 0 to 1 child was harder or going from 1 to 2 children has been harder. I get asked that question every single time that I tell you guys I'm gonna do a Q&A, and honestly I don't think that I can fit it into just a regular Q&A because there's so much that I want to say about the topic. So here we go. These are just my random thoughts. So long story short, if this video doesn't give you any indication, I do think that going from 1 to 2 children has been harder in my opinion, in my experience, than going from 0 to 1. If you guys are new here, this is my second baby. So Jackson is almost a month old at this point, and I have a 2-year-old daughter named Riley. Obviously I've been through this before, but I feel like this time around it's just been a lot more difficult for a lot of reasons. So when I gave birth to Riley, I feel like with Riley, the hardest thing for me was like all of the first, right? I had never been a mom before. There was so much that I didn't know. I didn't know how to change a diaper. I didn't know like what I was supposed to feed her. I didn't know how often I was gonna feed her. So I feel like that first like newborn stage with Riley was hard in the sense that I had no idea what I was doing. So that was like the hard part. But I remember like kind of carrying on with my life semi-normal. Like as clueless as I was about a lot of things, like I still remember like bringing Riley home from the hospital, and I remember spending like hours like just on my bed nursing her, and then when she would go to sleep, like I had a bunch of time to just kind of like sit around. I would work on my blog at the time because I was working a lot on my blog, and like if I needed to, like while she was napping or while she was down or while I was wearing her in a carrier like this, I would go around my house, I would clean my house. And so I feel like I still got a lot of like stuff done. In a lot of ways, I don't feel like I had to give up a ton of my normal life or like my pre-mom life. Obviously I did still have a child, so there were things in my life that I still had to like do that I wasn't used to. Like if I had to go somewhere, it wasn't like I could just pick up and go, or I had to like make sure that I obviously had Riley and that I had packed her diaper bag and all of that. So I feel like there was a period of adjusting, but once I got that down, like once I got a routine, once I started to feel more confident about what I was doing, I feel like things were relatively like normal. I still had time to do my own thing. I still had time to like, if I needed to just take a shower, or if I wanted to just like spend a little time like reading or just doing whatever the hell I wanted to do, honestly. Like I still had that time. Now that I have 2 kids, I feel like that is gone, and that is the hardest thing that I'm right now learning to deal with and that I'm adjusting to. Now that I have a newborn and a toddler, I feel like any time that I might have had like for myself or to take care of the house or to do really anything, I feel like now I have to split myself between not only the house and not only like my business and like the things that I do for myself, but now all I want to do with that extra time is spend it with Riley, because a lot of my focus lately has been on the baby. So I'm not sure if this video is going to translate well, if you guys are going to understand what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is that I have to split myself now into one more piece, where with 1 child I already felt like I was splitting myself into as many pieces as like possible. Like I was going crazy just with 1. Now I have to split myself into 1 more piece. I have to make time for 1 more person, obviously. Like it's a new life, and that's honestly just been really hard. Like there have been times when I have wanted to just like pass out and take a nap because this little baby's not letting me sleep, and if Riley's awake, I feel bad doing that because I want to spend time with her. I don't want her to feel neglected. And so there's a lot of things that I've had to lately like just give myself a lot of grace about, like the fact that this like living area where we're in right now is a disaster, and like I have stuff on my to-do list. Like every single day I write a to-do list, and it takes me sometimes an entire week to get through what normally would take me 1 whole day. Like there will be weeks where I'll look at that to-do list, I'll be like, okay, I said I was gonna bathe the baby yesterday and I still haven't bathed the baby. So I have to kind of just be a little bit gentle with myself and remember that I have a newborn, I'm doing the best that I can, but it has been really, really hard. So that's what I've been struggling with the most, just like I said, finding time to do things. And it's just hard to juggle like 2 babies at the same time. And that's that. Granted, like right now I'm living with my parents because again, we're moving to Virginia in March, so I have a lot of help. It scares me to death like how I'm going to manage 2 children once I move out of state and I have like no help. Like I'm drowning and I have a ton of help, so it's gonna be rough. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for that, but I always feel like I'm being pulled in a lot of different directions and I feel like I can't catch a breath. I feel like I'm somewhat drowning, and I think it's very normal to feel that way. You know, a lot of people like were telling me like, oh, having another child is like super easy because like, you know, it's just adding 1 additional baby, like it's not that hard. And right now I say BS because it's really hard. Obviously I would not change it. I don't regret my decision to have a baby at all, but it does cause you to get creative, hence why I'm filming this video right now with the baby carrier. And I'm just trying to do whatever I can so that I can multitask and so that I can have him sleep, have him comfortable, because I'm also dealing with like reflux with him and he's like never comfortable. I can never put him down, which makes things that much harder. But I'm getting creative, trying to do what I can so that I can get a lot of stuff done throughout the day. But no, I do not think it is easy at all. Again, I remember when Riley was a newborn, like when she was Jackson's age, I would spend days just in my room binge watching shows. Like I think I watched like all of Mom. At the time I was watching Mom. I started watching Parenthood, and that's all I would do. I would sit there, nurse, watch TV, and that was my day. Like that was my day. I got tons of time to just chill and relax. And obviously now if I try to do that, like there's no way. Like I have to feed him, and then once I'm done feeding him, I have to still attend to my toddler. So there is no like downtime, there is no chill, just relax, just live your life as normal. Like there's none of that when you have 2 kids. You're constantly trying to assess like, okay, who needs my attention more? What can I do right now while the baby's asleep? Like who needs me? Like again, you just feel like you're being pulled in so many directions. If you guys are curious as to like what life was like with just 1 kid, like when Riley was a newborn, I vlogged all of that like way back when. So if you guys go to like my videos and you search by oldest, you guys can see a ton of day in the life vlogs when Riley was a tiny little baby like Jackson. But yeah, I'm losing my mind. If you guys can't tell by this video, I'm still trying to stay very positive. And again, I have so much help, so I'm trying to really use that to its fullest right now. And I'm just trying to survive because I'm getting like 2 and 3 hours of sleep every night, and it's just been a hard adjustment, just learning how to reprioritize my life and the things that I want to do and the things that I need to do for myself, plus having the 2 kids, plus the fact that I'm living in this very difficult like living situation right now. Like this isn't my house, so it's hard for me to like form a routine. We're obviously making things work, but it's not the ideal setup, and it's just hard because obviously I'm constantly trying to like make sure that Riley's not ruining my mom's house. And you know, like it's just hard when you're not like in your house. There's a lot of things that maybe I would have in my house, like gates and things set up so that Riley has like a better area to play in. Riley's kind of restricted right now to like 1 general area in the house, so I know that she's bored out of her mind. You know, just things that happen when you're in a temporary living situation. It is not ideal, but we will survive. It's only for a couple more months. And again, I'm super grateful to my parents for letting me stay here while we're like figuring out our house situation over in Virginia. So thank you to my mom and dad. The one thing that I will say, and he's getting fussy, hold on. Hi, little baby. I'm gonna have to like take him out of here because he is not super happy right now. Oh, hello. Hi. The one thing that I will say is that when you're transitioning to life with 2 kids, at least I have felt more confidence in my parenting abilities. With Riley, I remember, like I said, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I spent like the first like 6 months of her life just like Googling everything. Like, what does normal poop look like? And how much poop should my baby have? Like, what does it mean if my baby is very gassy? Like all the things that you spend your first couple months like Googling when you're a first-time parent. Like the most ridiculous things. Like if I go back and look at my search history, people probably thought that I was a lunatic because literally anything, like she would breathe and I would look it up on Google. It would spit up and I would be looking that up on Google. Like, is it normal for baby to spit up 3 and 4 times a day? Like Google. this time around I feel a lot more confident about what I am doing. I feel like I have a better grasp on, you know, handling a baby, and I do feel like I'm a little bit more like chill with him. I'm not as like super paranoid as I was with Riley, so in that sense I feel like it's easier, but in every single other sense it is harder to have two babies. Maybe I will revisit this question later down the road. Maybe as he gets older it will be easier, and I'm really hoping that it does get easier. But right now having two kids is the biggest challenge of my life, the biggest blessing of my life. I am the happiest that I have ever been, even though I am super sleep deprived. But don't let anybody tell you that it's not hard. We will get through it. We'll get through it together, and that's why I think mamas have to be so kind to each other and we have to support each other. But it is not a walk in the park. It is not a super easy thing. I think that there are definitely things that you can do to make it a little easier, and I'm hoping that as I get a grip with my new reality, I'll have like more tips and stuff to share with you guys. And that's why anytime that I find anything helpful, I try to share it with you guys, because I know that I am always super appreciative when I find tips that make my life easier. So I hope that you guys like that. I hope that you don't mind when I share stuff like that. Yeah, that's really all I have to say, and that's all I have time to say, honestly. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this like little mom chat video. There will probably be more of these like this, just standing up and talking to you guys, because I don't have the time to set up while I'm sitting down and to film sitting down because he doesn't let me. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you guys yourselves have any tips, advice, suggestions, leave them down below so we can help each other out. And if you don't agree with me, like if your experience has been different, if you thought that going from 1 to 2 kids was way easier, let me know down below and let me know why. Like obviously this is just my experience, and maybe for some people it was a lot easier the second time around, but not for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.